Feeling lost? Feeling overwhelmed? Looking for a transformation? Need a little inspiration?
I literally think that the human journey is hard, it's really hard, and there's not Glennon Doyle always says it's not hard because we're doing it wrong, it's just hard because being a human is hard. So I feel like all of us have an internal guidance system, but because being a human is hard, like we talked about, there's so much stuff that gets in the way, and so many old stories and patterning and childhood junk and baggage and something someone said that just you can't get out of your head. And so it's just helping them move past those blocks to really access that internal voice and that, sense of alignment of what they really, who they are, why they're here, what they're meant to do. I'm Jenna Valley Savage, and I am a transformational empowerment coach and an author. I find that everybody's story is the same and also uniquely different, but I think that there's always a common thread throughout humanity, and it's that people feel that their trauma is the worst, or people feel that they're the ones that aren't worthy. So when I start to see common themes, I'm and I know that I feel it within myself, I'm it's not just me, and this needs to be addressed, and we need to all just put it out there. And so for me, it was a really profound moment to write a book, and not only write a book, but to enlist other people's help and get their stories so that I could see the common thread, and then I could put it out there for others. Because I think one of the best things that we can feel in this world is that you're not alone. We've traded this global community, this busy community, this attachment to busyness, and what we've traded in for is that missing connection. Even you might live next door to a person, but the way your lives are so, you might live in the same house as somebody and your lives are so busy, you're like ships passing in the night. So I'm trying to recreate that tribe through my coaching programs, through my mastermind, through my Sacred Bliss Women's Circles. A space for women to come together and to access their truth in the presence of tribe. I find that the one-to-one coaching is great, and that's something that I've done a lot in the past, but I'm recently moving my model to a lot of the group coaching because I find that it's bringing together that ancient need for women to be together with the modern world and how we can make sense of it in our everyday lives. When we're stuck in a fear-based model, when we're doing things out of obligation or desperation, we are very far from our truth. So we can only find our truth in the presence of the lighter feelings, of love, of joy, of bliss, inspiration. That's the space of truth. If we're feeling those low vibes, if we're feeling that pull of obligation, then we're not really accessing truth.
Alright, so truth to me is real and raw and authentic, and sometimes messy and completely unfiltered, and not bogged down by shame or guilt or shoulds or ought tos, and not bogged down by other people, but really my own personalized sense of alignment and my own personalized journey and my own personalized voice and inner guidance system. Truth might be unflattering. It's the thing that sometimes you're afraid to say, or that thing that makes you have a vulnerability hangover once you admit it. But it's that part of you that you just can't ignore, and that just keeps coming up, and it's a true sense of your own alignment and who you are in its messiness, in its realness, in its rawness. To me, truth is really love-based. It's not fear-based. It's something that is just honest, and it's not something that we're afraid of, or something that we feel guilty about, or something that we feel out of obligation or desperation, but something that you can feel in the space of true joy and true inspiration and true bliss. That love state, that authenticity, that feeling of connectedness and alignment, it's more of a vibration. I realize that there's a few ways that I can access my truth, and one is being in nature, and another one is writing, and that stream of consciousness, that real, raw, messy writing, that just putting it on the page, everything that's going on in my head. And another one is meditation, and finding different ways to cultivate that meditation so that you can listen to the voice within. And then another one is finding those people that enrich your soul, having those soul-enriching, profound conversations with members of your tribe, with members from your childhood, with family members, with those conversations, or with a stranger. Sometimes we have those conversations by unleashing our truth, by being vulnerable and brave enough to speak our truth. We have that opportunity for that present moment. And a huge part of what truth is being present and letting go of that expectation of what's going to happen in the future or how someone else is feeling about the moment, but really just being where you are with the people that you're with. To find your truth, you need to tell the truth. So you have to keep it real. You have to acknowledge what is coming up for you, even if it looks unflattering, even if it's not something you feel like you should be feeling. But get to the bottom of it, get to the real, raw, naked messiness. And once you access that truth, then you can find your truth. Embrace the present without expectation for the future, without rumination of the past. A part of truth is what's coming up in the present moment, and also the permission to evolve, the permission to understand that what might be true today may not be true tomorrow. What might be true in this moment may not be true an hour from now. But just really being present with your feelings and allowing yourself to feel them and finding that space to do so. So for me, that looks like writing, and that looks like those profound, soulful conversations, and that looks like being in nature, and that looks like meditating.
Use these next few minutes to breathe and reflect. Use the mantra, I know my truth, I trust my truth.
you.